You suck at hair care.
Highly doubt it, but go on.
What are you doing
Okay.
over here? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Fashion Elitist, aka JQ, and today we're going to be talking about why you suck at hair care or hair maintenance.
Tell
we're going
me.
to be going over shampoos, conditioners, tips and tricks.
Well, you already failed. How can you tell me that I suck at hair care and then bring shampoos and conditioners, things that you should never ever be using on your hair, into the conversation? Like, you already lost. What is this?
How to have more luscious locks, luscious hair.
I mean, it looks incredibly greasy. Like, I don't know if you sprayed it, I don't know what you did to it, but it doesn't look as good as you think it does, man.
Like my hair, you know? My hair
Okay.
is the blueprint of beauty and sexiness and being the best in the game.
Yeah, I'm sure it
I'm not
is.
only a fashion elitist, I am also a hair elitist. I also have
Doesn't
a
look like
diploma
it.
and my doctorate in hair care, and I'm the only person you should be listening to when it comes to hair care, because look at my hair. It looks great. But before we start,
At least I like how he just dares to be so openly narcissistic. I mean, that's something I can sort of admire. It's like the guy doesn't give a shit and he's just gonna cement the fact that he's got great hair, even though he really doesn't. I mean, at the end of the day, delusion is a pretty substantial quality if you weaponize it in the right direction, that is.
let's get a hair 360. Hopefully I didn't look stupid in any of those angles. The one thing I
You don't need any angles to achieve that.
do want to emphasize is your hair really depends on your ethnicity. If you have ethnic hair, you're gonna have a little bit of a different hair type, hair texture than someone who's white or someone who's black. Let's get into the
that is technically true, but also very reductionistic, because within white people, you've got people with extremely straight hair all the way to people with extremely curly hair, right? It's almost like we're the most diverse race on earth, but I digress. Like, it is an oversimplification what he just said. You can have people of different races with the same exact hair. You know, a white person and an Asian person both have straight hair, whereas you can have a white person with really curly hair that resembles more the hair of somebody of African descent, right?
first step of the video.
The shampooing issue.
You shampoo your hair too frequently. This is something that
I mean, he's right. Shampooing your hair at all is too frequently. But he's probably gonna tell you the mainstream advice of, oh yeah, just wash it once or twice a week, because otherwise it's like damaging to your scalp and hair, without even realizing how much of a contradiction that is. Because if shampooing too frequently is bad for your hair because it's abrasive, it triggers the overproduction of oil, it puts all these toxins on your scalp that are absorbed into your system, like, then why would you be shampooing at all if it's bad to do it too often? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
that blows my mind whenever I hear anyone talk about how much they shampoo their hair. People ask me, how much do I shampoo my hair? I will give you the answer very soon, but you should not be shampooing your hair every day. That is the worst thing you could do. Think of your hair or your scalp
I mean, that's true.
like your skin. If you wash your face too often, you are going to produce a lot of oils because your skin is trying to compromise for all the stripping of your natural oils that are happening when you do shampoo your hair. So the first
This is
thing you
funny.
want to do is limit how much you shampoo your hair. Now, it really depends on if you have thick or thin hair. But when we're talking about hair care,
No, it
think of
doesn't.
it as every time you shampoo, you are getting rid of your natural oils and also all the gunk and debris and also old hair product that you have in your hair. It is good to
There shouldn't be any hair product in your hair to begin with, right? Like, all of those things are completely useless and toxic and can contribute to hair loss. Like,
if your hair is not very dry, but it does produce a lot of oils, the main reason is probably because you're over shampooing, getting rid of all the natural oils in.
okay, no, so here's how it actually works, is that every single time you shampoo, you reset the overproduction of oil. You are priming your scalp to overproduce it over and over and over. As soon as you put shampoo on, it essentially trains your scalp to do that thing again, right? So that's why, even if you shampoo once a week, you're still going to overproduce oil due to the aggressive stripping, due to the fact that your scalp has adapted to this and is overcompensating with a shit ton of oil every single time in order to transition from that to your hair producing the correct amount of oil, both for dry scalps as well as oily scalps or whatever, which none of that variation matters, because if you actually do things naturally, then your hair and your system will know exactly what to do in order to maintain your hair the right way, right? Everybody's got a different blueprint, but essentially, you go through a transition where you don't use any shampoo and you go for alternatives such as raw eggs, such as clay, such as natural soaps, right? And going through that transition phase with those natural things that still get rid of the oil, still get rid of the debris, and also leave your hair in a much better state. And some of them actually nourish your hair. That's why egg yolks are so goated. Then, after that 2 months, you will never overproduce oil again. Your hair will only get greasy from sweat, from the elements, from all these different things, but you will never endogenously produce too much oil ever again because you've resetted your scalp to actually function properly, which is what shampoo disrupts to make you produce a shit ton of it so that you need it again and again and again. Completely useless product that creates the problem that it solves. I'm so baffled people still don't notice. Like, this guy, he almost understands, but he's just not quite there yet.
Your hair, stop doing it now, immediately. Now, the main tip, if you're trying to lean off of shampooing every day because that's like what your hair has gotten so used to, it's like an alcohol addiction with your hair. Your hair gets so used to like it being constantly shampooed. It will take a little bit of time to kind of just revert back to its normal like range of oil.
He almost gets it.
You're going
Almost.
to try and do this. You're going to take one
He's
day
so
off
close.
from
It's
shampooing,
so
one day.
annoying.
So that means you're going to keep shampooing, but you're going to take one day off.
No.
Then the next week you're going to...
Okay, but explain why keep shampooing, right? Like, yeah, you have to substantiate, right? Like, why are you supposed to shampoo to begin with? This is how everybody should think. Why do you do a certain thing? What purpose does it solve? And what can be done instead to solve the same purpose minus the drawbacks, right? If you don't question why it is that you do a certain thing, then, and if you don't have this mindset as a whole, you're gonna end up doing a bunch of shit that doesn't serve you and that causes you a bunch of issues, physical, mental, across the spectrum. And then those things, those scripts that have been put in your head that you have never questioned, they're just gonna rule your life, right?
I shampoo once every 3 weeks, sometimes a month, sometimes every 2 weeks. It really depends on...
Bro, he's so close again.
But if you have thicker hair, it's recommended to at least shampoo once every 2 weeks or twice every 2 weeks. So it really depends on you and like your hair. You'll understand your hair a little bit more as time progresses and as you get out of that whole habitual thing of shampooing your hair and just taking out the natural oils. You may get curls.
Yeah, again, this is dumb. Your body knows exactly what to do with your hair if you just start doing things naturally. The reason why there's so many products for curly hair, for straight hair, for this, for that, is because of the unnatural intervention which produces different outcomes depending on the hair type, right? Because not everybody agrees with the same kind of shampoo. I mean, nobody agrees with any shampoo, right? But some are, cosmetically friendlier than others, depending on the person. And that's why they have to invent all of these formulas to cater to everyone. Whereas if you just reset everything from the inside out, and you only put natural things that don't stress your scalp out, that don't permeate toxic chemicals in your scalp, then everything readjusts to be balanced as it should have been all along.
As soon as I stopped shampooing and letting my hair kind of like take a break, it went back to its natural state, which is this nice, curly, textured, floofy
Bro, again, like this is like he's literally making my arguments for me, but he hasn't gone far enough, right? He just it's so frustrating to watch. It's almost like he gets it. It's almost like, once you understand the real perspective, which is that you should never use shampoo, it's like whatever he is saying is correct. Your hair will look significantly better after you stop shampooing, after you go through the transition phase, and your scalp readjusts. That's all true. But then you go back to shampooing it? Why? He just doesn't know that he doesn't need to shampoo and that he can use eggs instead. That's the problem. He doesn't have that information, which is why he has taught some things true, but he doesn't have the full picture, unfortunately. But you do.
Well, that ends it for the first tip, so let's move on to the next hair tip that I can really give you.
Co-washing is better than shampooing, but it's still terrible.
Does that mean you don't shower? No, I shower. I smell after I come from the gym. I just co-wash. Co-washing is your best friend, and it's going to be. Now, this really depends on your hair type. I co-wash.
Co-washing will theoretically be better than shampooing because it doesn't trigger the overproduction of oil, which obviously is garbage, but also stresses out your scalp and causes a variety of issues. But at the end of the day, it's still toxic waste that you're putting on your scalp that is damaging to your hair follicles, that's damaging to, well, your entire system because it permeates through your scalp, right? And it contains a bunch of endocrine disrupting chemicals, but it's not as bad. It's just,
and what is the
again,
of co-washing?
unnecessary.
Co-wash means you use conditioner when you wash your hair, but put an article, I'll put something up here what co-washing really does, but you really co-wash depending on how much your hair type needs. There's two types of conditioners. There's light conditioners and there's very heavy conditioners.
Again,
and
worthless,
if you are
garbage.
Side, now, again, that depends on your hair type. Maybe your hair isn't as dry as mine and you don't really need a lot of nourishment, then that lighter conditioner is going to be your best friend for the time being. Those thicker conditioners work really good for me and my hair loves me for it. Just go to Sephora, ask the people what they might recommend, and I'm sure they'll point you in a good direction, but you
no, they won't. They're completely and utterly brainwashed because nobody actually needs anything that exists in their store to begin with, right? They're in the business of selling you toxic waste that you never actually needed. Horrible advice.
You can always try the stuff I recommend later in the video when I'm talking about hair products that I use for my hair and that I've used in the past. You could try those out, and if those don't work for you, then you have to go down your own road alone, unfortunately. So, on to the next thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what everybody should do. And if you've got a triple-digit IQ, you will always come to the same conclusion. No shampoo, wash with eggs. And then there's other things you can do, like oiling, like hair masks, like dermostamping, all these different things, depending on your goals. But yeah, the basis of it all is elimination of hair products and raw egg usage mixed with honey for extra conditioning effect. Or maple syrup. I've also experimented with that. It's pretty good. And that's it. That's the basis of proper hair care.
So let's talk about shampoos. So at the moment, I'm using these two conditioners. I haven't used this one, the purple one yet. I've been using the L'Oreal one, I think. I've been using this conditioner and it's worked really well. The lady at Sephora was telling me it's really nourishing. It conditions really well and it's really thick. And she wasn't lying. My hair enjoys it, it loves it, and I'm going to keep using it. But I do have another product. If you have the money to buy this, buy it, by all means. There's no parabens, there's no sulfates, there's no essential oils in it. From what I'm aware of, it depends on the...
Why would there not be essential oils? They're like among the best natural hair growth stimulants that we have. How is that a good thing? Peppermint oil and rosemary oil have been proven in certain clinical trials to be better than minoxidil, and their dosages in all of these experiments and how people use them in general is very low. It's like 1%. But if you actually dose it up to 10%, then it's much better than minoxidil by far. Like, what? It doesn't have any of the adverse side effects.
Product, I believe. As long as there's no parabens and sulfates in it, I think you'll be like safe. But don't get...
No, you won't, because it still contains toxins. Parabens and sulfates have been studied, right? But it's not like every single chemical in there you can ingest. If you can't ingest it, it's toxic to all of your cells, by definition. So while sulfate-free, paraben-free, BPA-free shampoos or whatever else that you want to use is technically better, it's still toxic, it's just less toxic.
Get too finicky with it. It's not that complicated. You just got to find the right shampoo for you overall, your needs and what it wants. I don't recommend using Head and Shoulders. It's terrible for dandruff and stuff. It actually leads to getting more dandruff. There's actually been a lot.
Every single shampoo leads to dandruff, right? If you're genetically predisposed to it, because again, that's the issue a lot of people don't understand. Is they say stuff like, oh, but I know this guy and he uses shampoo every day and he's got amazing hair, or I know this guy and he doesn't have any dandruff and he does the opposite of what you say. It's like, well, yeah, because the guy is genetically gifted, just like you know a person that they can eat whatever they want, they can do whatever they want, they can sleep on an unwashed pillowcase for years on end and do all the bad habits and touch their face and they won't break out whatsoever. Whereas there is somebody that is sensitive to acne. In that case, they do have to take dietary interventions. They have to take more of these precautions about their pillowcase, about their face routine, whatever, making sure to get the debris out and everything. It's all about genetic sensitivity, right? This is why this argument pisses me off whenever I see it. Is like, yeah, of course, people have different outcomes, but there are a set of things, a set of environmental factors that can help people who are genetically sensitive to certain things. Same thing with hair loss. Same thing with every single disease out there.
Of articles proving that it causes.
By the way, the cure to dandruff is literally no shampoo, add tea tree oil on top of it, mixed with castor oil, and you can also put honey as part of your egg mixture, raw honey, and leave it in for about 15 minutes, massage it in, because raw honey actually has really good antibacterial properties. Tea tree oil also is a very strong antibacterial, will really help your dandruff as well. Then fix your gut health, consume kefir, consume obviously an animal-based diet, and that's it. If you stack all these things, you're never gonna have dandruff ever again. People just listing products is so boring to me.
From what I've been using. Also, I use the argan oil from Pattern. I use their argan oil. Sometimes I'll throw it in my hair because it.
Wait, that's the one good thing that you've actually mentioned as far as habits are concerned since the beginning of the video. Argan oil is actually really good at hydrating your hair and at giving it like a really nice shine. It has a good volumizing effect as well. I have it in one of my volumizing formulas.
If you're blow drying your hair, get a heat protectant, please. Your hair gets heat damage.
No, just, I mean, yeah, he's right. He's actually right. He's actually right.
Like, it's a thing. I usually let my hair air dry for the most part.
That's the best thing.
Since it's so long now, I kind of sometimes will blow dry sometimes. But so far, that
blow drying is fine if you set it on cold option. Like, I've never had a blow dryer which doesn't have the option to blow it cold. Or you can do it hot, but you have to do it far from your hair because, yeah, your hair strands and even your scalp as a whole will get damaged from the excessive heat. So that is true. So at the end of the day, yeah, you can hair dry, you can maybe gently pass a towel through your hair to like get rid of some of it and then air dry so it doesn't take as much time. You can blow dry on cold option. There's many things you can do, but yeah, blow drying on heat really close to your hair is obviously horrible. Dog shit. What the hell am I watching?
If you guys ever use sea salt spray, I recommend Away. This is what I use on my hair.
Sea salt spray is completely worthless. You don't need it. You've seen all the TikToks raging about sea salt spray and use based or use synthetics or whatever, and it's like there's no difference. All of these hair transformations with sea salt spray, there's absolutely and utterly no difference. It's completely worthless. And again, it's even if it does like a little bit of something, that's only because your hair care routine is dog shit because you used a bunch of toxic products to begin with. Right? You don't need sea salt spray if you're actually washing with raw eggs, if you're doing it raw honey, if you're doing hair masks, if you're actually doing everything proper, your hair will naturally be as thick as it can be genetically. It will grow as fast as it can. It'll be as shiny as it can be, and that's all there is to it, right? And the reason why there are differences between people, it's all up to genetics. What I'm telling you is what are the best environmental implementations. Obviously, they're going to work better on people with good genetics than people with bad genetics, but both people with good genetics and bad genetics would do a lot better on what I say than any of these garbage products 100% of the time. The one thing that saves him is like the shape of his hair. It does curl in a very nice pattern. I'm not going to deny that, but as far as the quality of it is, it'll be 10 times better if he followed my advice. Like, not even close. Alright, so I fast forwarded the video because this is just kind of like him meeting up with his buddies and then buying, you know, a bunch of overly expensive clothes that look like absolute garbage. Just in general, people who are into fashion are really weird. Like, you can clearly see, like, what the hell is that haircut? You know, what the hell is... I don't know. These artsy types of people, I just can't stand them. All they do is, like, they go out of their way to be aesthetically challenged while making themselves experts on aesthetics at the same time.
The one thing I forgot to mention was when you're showering, the best thing to do is showering cold. Cold water is your best friend. Going...
Okay, actually good advice. Cold or lukewarm, but never hot, especially if you're washing with raw eggs, because that'll cook it on your scalp and in your hair and stuff, so... Yeah, I mean, very basic advice. He hasn't actually given any good, like, great tips, but he has covered, like, a few different things that are okay. Yeah.
Best piece of advice I could do is start warm and then slowly go to cold water, and then your body will get used to it versus just hopping in.
No, that's just fruity as hell. Like, if you still can't hop into a cold shower as a man without... you know, starting warm and gradually decreasing, then you need to get your testosterone checked and hop on TRT. Like, it's completely over for you. I'm kidding, just increase it naturally. Obviously, you can do a lot through habit stacking and stuff, but stop being a bitch, seriously.
When you get your haircut, it's pretty simple. You're just layering, texturing. That's all you need to do. If you want things to be thinned out, or you're asking your hairstylist for a recommendation for maybe I want more volume,
you should only get a haircut once, and it's to get layers in a particular pattern that you want, just so that you can increase the volume of your hair. Even that's not particularly necessary, but that's it. And then you just let it grow forever and ever and ever, because you will always look better the longer your hair is. And you can trim the ends, you can stop at a certain length or whatever, but your hair should definitely be longer than this guy's. Point is, you should basically almost never get a haircut in this life, ever.
I hope you enjoyed my hair video, and I hope you enjoyed the content that I provided. I did a little vlog.
I enjoy the content that you provided me to put on the channel, but as far as the video is concerned, I mean, few decent tips here and there, 90% dog shit advice, and yeah, that's basically it.
Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please. I'm very niche. I need not to be gatekept, alright? I need not to be gatekept. Please don't.
Okay, I mean, that's funny, because this guy has the most normie opinions ever. That was genuinely a video designed to appeal to normies that got, like, over 1.4 million views. But yeah, it just pains me how many people brand themselves as hair experts, and some of them even use their completely irrelevant and worthless qualifications, like, oh, but I'm a hair scientist, or I'm a trichologist, or I'm a dermatologist. Like, all this shit is worthless, because this only means that you spent 4, 5, 6 years stacking a bunch of slave programming in your mind in order to sell dog shit products to people. You're literally programmed by the system to be a cog in that machine in order to keep it running. It's an entire business model. But yeah, I don't necessarily dislike this guy. some of the things he actually got really close to the truth. It seems like this guy thinks more than the average person, but he's not quite there. But thankfully, you're on the right side of YouTube and you get to maximize your hair's epigenetic potential. Don't listen to anybody who promotes the usage of a single synthetic substance on your hair, on your scalp. Check out the description for real hair maxing sauce. And as always, keep ascending.